5-2. Jermaine Fields and Like Father, Like Son lawn care. Come on now, we all know cutting grass and manicuring that lawn is a love or hate relationship. No matter which side you sit on, you can count on Jermaine Fields and Like Father, Like Son lawn care to do that thing you hate or give you that needed break from what you love. 912-659-2752. Like Father, Like Son. Whether it's pressure washing, lawn maintenance, trimming and edging, landscaping jobs, large or small, you can count on Jermaine. An Effingham alum, 4-year volunteer defensive coordinator at EC Middle, 3 kids and a wife, Kelly, all big fans. Like Father, Like Sons invest in the community and will do the same for you. Whether on the sidelines for ECHS games or giving some EC insight to Low Country Radio Sports' Charlie Moon, Jermaine is always ready to make that yard fabulous. Of course, unless EC's about to score.
Moncrief Square, 912-800-5258. D and Jimmy Moncrief love some Rebel football, and you're going to love Moncrief Square. 4 distinct venues, and oh man, that gorgeous, nostalgic, rustic feel. Moncrief has exactly what you need, large or small, quaint or extravagant. 912-800-5258. For that special performance or that once-in-a-lifetime wedding, don't leave life's special moments in the red zone. Score big. Call Moncrief. Say hello to Teresa. She'll take care of you. 912-800-5258.
What's going on, Rebel Nation? I'm Charlie Moon, and today I'm alongside the one and only Eminem County Rebel football head coach John Ford. How's it going, Coach Ford?
Oh, baby, I'm living the dream. Loving those father and son lawn care. Jermaine Fields is my guy, and I was walking down Moncrief Square the other day, and it just is as beautiful as it gets. So things are good, things are glorious in Effingham County, and we're grateful to be here and grateful to be working for playoff football, baby.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you so much to Jermaine Fields and father and son lawn care, and Donna, and I can't remember her husband's name, Donna Moncrief and Teresa McCormick and folks down at Moncrief Square. These shows would not be possible without them. So thank you so much again to those guys. Now, hey, let's go ahead and dig into it. Now, look, got my lemon pepper.
Doesn't get any better.
Man,
doesn't get any better.
Now the only thing is, it's not the flats, because I might have to partake in some flats later tonight when I'm doing another show. But they got BOGO in their bonus. So right now I'm gonna have some lemon pepper boneless, and tonight I'll crank me out a little order of lemon pepper flats.
Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Good lemon pepper wings are crafted in heaven.
There you go. But you guys had a. I'm gonna let you characterize your ball game against Brunswick. I got a couple ways of characterizing it, but I want to hear how you want to characterize the tough, tight, game-ending loss where Brunswick jumps out to a big-time 21-3 lead. You guys go in halftime and make some big-time adjustments, and from then on, you guys pretty much dominated the game, but you had a couple of missed opportunities in that fourth quarter. I'm going to let you characterize that tough ball game against Brunswick this past Friday.
Yeah, kind of a boxing match. They jumped out in one of the early rounds, and then the middle rounds, the judges would have given us 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 right there in the middle rounds. And but we weren't able to land a knockout blow and got too far behind on the cards early. And our kids fought hard. Our kids settled in and competed, and we just didn't make enough plays down the stretch. But certainly proud of our kids' fight. Certainly proud of our kids' effort. They did an awesome job just settling, like I said, settling in and just playing football. And once they realized, hey, we can play with these guys and we can make some plays. Coaches did a great job putting them in the right positions to succeed.
Now, Brunswick came in averaging 38 points a game. You guys only ended up giving 28 to them, but 21 of that was before you guys go into the locker room at halftime. I know one of the things you mentioned back in, it might have been our very first show. Look, if we're sitting around waiting on halftime to make adjustments, we're in trouble. Nevertheless, there had to be some adjustments, maybe before halftime, but whenever those adjustments were made, bottom line is in that second half, you guys only gave up 7 points.
Didn't give up any points.
I'm sorry?
Didn't give up any points.
Okay, so it was 28. Okay.
21-18.
Gotcha. Okay. So I don't know why I had 28 in my head. Anyway, so yeah, you're right. Didn't give up any points in that second half. At what point did you guys start making defensive adjustments, and what were a couple of those adjustments?
It was more kind of calming down and doing what we had coached them to do, and Brunswick came out with a good plan, and they're obviously real big. And adjusting just kind of the size of that offensive line and back. Once our kids settled in and kind of got used to it, they ended up doing a pretty good job. So it wasn't necessarily changing anything, but it was more just making sure that we're committed to doing what we're coached to do.
What was the message at halftime? I mean, you guys only gave up 45 yards in that second half, and to hold those guys to 45 yards and a half a play is something else.
Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. One play at a time. Just take it one play at a time. Keep swinging, and we're going to be okay. And offense kind of scuffled a little bit in the first half, but found enough in the second half to put some points on the board. And but we made some mistakes down the stretch, missed a field goal, things like that. Just can't do those kind of teams in region championship type atmospheres. So great learning experience for our kids, great learning experience for our program, and hopefully we take it with us and it makes us a little bit better as we get ready to go play awesome stuff for West End.
Yourself spending 8 years head coaching at Marietta, you for both schools in the Atlanta area. You understand what big time regular season games are, the big time playoffs are. You live it, you breathe it, you know it. You've been there, done that. Do you feel like your kids felt that at all, or is it a situation of we don't want them to think about that too much? We just want them to go out there and play. Or is there a mix, a little bit of both? You want them to understand, hey, this is where it's at. I don't know. Just talk about that.
I think what you have to understand in a game like that, a game against Statesboro, a game against Glenn, a game against you guys at the Hill. Those kind of games are going to be decided by 4 or 5 plays. And you don't get to pick the 4 or 5 plays that determine the outcome of that game. You don't know which play it's going to be. So you have to lock in every play. You have to ignore the scoreboard. You have to be very process-oriented, and you have to play each play kind of as its own independent universe, and then play the next one without letting the previous one, good, bad, or indifferent, affect it. So, our kids are kind of starting to understand that process mindset, starting to understand body language, starting to understand those things. And we've certainly got, obviously, a ways to go. But feel good about some of the lessons we've picked up this year, and want to keep improving.
Yeah, one of the things that allowed you guys to get back in that game in the second half was a couple turnovers from Brunswick, and then they shanked a couple punts, 9 yards and 4 yards. Talk about those plays.
Well, the turnovers were a great job by defensive backs coach William Pinell and getting his kids coached up, and then they did a great job making those plays. And our pump block team, the weather was horrible there, so our pump block team was aggressive and coming off the ball. And Chris Johnson does a good job scheming them up, and we were putting a lot of pressure on the long snapper and punter. When you're down, you've got to create some variance plays. When you're down, you've got to find a way to land the big haymaker and turn the tides back in your favor. And so turnovers were certainly big, and then special teams plays were big as well.
Miguel Allen again getting in on the score, and then Xavier Coppett with a couple big time scores in the second half.
Yeah, both of them were fourth down conversions too, so they were big time plays, big time moments. So fourth down, run the ball against a great defense, and we were able to punch it in.
At what point, you got a few guys that are skill positions, got a lot of talent. At what point in the season did you kind of settle in on 2 or 3 guys? I mean, obviously you want to use as many guys as you want, but it's kind of similar in some respects to a basketball coach trying to figure out their 8, 9, 10 man rotation. How do you feel it? At what point in the regular season did you kind of settle in on a few guys that, hey, these guys are going to be our main guys, and then these guys are going to fill slots and time?
I'll be honest. I don't agree with that characterization. I mean, some games we've thrown it to 10 or 11 kids. The ball finds energy. Each week is kind of its own game plan, and so based on how it guys like Bruce Williams and Ashley Thompson today have had big games. If they've got one corner, they may put them on Kyrie, so that's a good game. They may roll the coverage to Timmy, so Kyrie has a big game. One game a couple weeks ago, somebody was playing pressed on one corner and soft on the other. So, one receiver was able to get some bigger plays down the field, while another one was having a good night underneath him. We want to have an attack comprehensive enough to be able to take advantage of whatever weak spot in the field the defense gives us, or wherever the grass is. We want to have playmakers that can get the ball there. So, each week is kind of its own different deal. And it's not like we're sitting here saying Kyrie, Timmy, Ashley, or Miguel, Zay, whatever. It's we want to be able to take advantage of whatever the defense gives us, but at the same time, we're guessing that we take some.
So the bottom line is, it goes back to what one of the things you said in our first show. Hey, halftime, not halftime, but game time adjustments. We go with the flow. So I guess that's the story on that.
Go with the flow, make plays.
That's right. You feel like you match up okay with Westlake coming in. We're gonna start digging into this Westlake game coming up on the road in Atlanta at number 4, Westlake. And we played them the second round last year. Final score was in the low 50s to 13. It was one of those games where it was tight early on, and their athletes made a couple big time plays in special teams, and a couple turnovers later. The next thing we know, it's 21 to nothing within the first 6 or 7 minutes of the ball game, and then the snowball effect kind of took over from there. But a lot of those guys are back for them. On offense, though, Matthew Ford, you really got to like the way Matthew Ford's come on strong. 101 or 153, exactly 1,200 yards in the season. This is prior to the Brunswick one. You got to like the way Matthew Ford's come along and grown a lot during the season.
Yeah, and it's he's had a great season so far, and we don't want it to end. We want to play one more game and have the opportunity to have another week out on the practice field. He's had a good practice. We're going to cut it loose off of Westlake. I mean, Westlake is the number 4, number 5 team in the state. Not, it's you got to see who you got to see. And in 6A, you're going to play big time people at some point, so you might as well play much later. Is my mindset. So, like you said, they got athletes. They're fast. They're big up front. They're fast on the back end. So Matthew's going to have another good game. Big coverage is going to be slicing the ball.
And of course, they got a pretty good quarterback themselves. R.J. Johnson, he comes this ball game complete 64%, 144, 226, averaging 14 yards a toss, a little over 200 yards a game, 20 touchdowns and 4 picks. I remember prepping for that game last year, thinking that he may be the player on the field at that time that had the most upside. Even of all, it's 6 D1 guys. I think 5 of them are back this year, but last year it was 6 guys, and I was really thinking he might be the guy on the ball field that's just a sophomore that has the most upside of anybody, and he's picked up right where he left off. He's a good one.
There's no doubt. He's accurate. Goes through the progressions well. Athletic enough to buy time. We've got our hands full, no doubt.
And of course, they got They got a couple big time guys on the outside who really make plays. Booker and Christian, really tough matchups. Lee, I mean, that's Lee. He's another D1 guy. I can't remember which one's going to LSU and which one's going to Slade for Clemson, but a couple of those guys on the outside, tough to match up against too.
There's no doubt. They got power five everywhere. That's Fulton County. That's Atlanta. That's elite level football there. Their FTE counts 2,500, so they're headed up to 7A next year. So that kind of tells you what kind of depth they've got. I got a challenge for our kids. Couldn't be more thrilled with the capacity we have. Couldn't be more thrilled with the mindset of our kids right now. And we're certainly grateful and excited for the opportunity.
So you just said it, Westlake. Are they definitely headed to 7A, or are they one of the schools that are going to appeal? Or
the specifics of whether or not they're going to appeal, but when the FTE numbers came out last week, that's what I saw. They were up 7A. So all that stuff. I've got big problems in front of me. That's their defense and their offense. So I'm not worried. All the appeals and all that stuff. Who knows? I'll let people that know figure that stuff out.
Well, let's touch on that really quick, and I say touch into it. It kind of leads into one of the things that defines Class 6A football in the state of Georgia. The guys in 6A fan that kind of handled the Tommy Palmer show. When Tommy Palmer got sick a couple years ago, and now they've taken over full time. They've done a really good job of keeping it in the Tommy Palmer favor by covering the entire state and having media guests on from all over the state. And I've been fortunate enough to be on with them a couple times too. So Chris Mooneyham and those guys, Brandon Joseph, Steve West, do a great job. And one of the things they talked about beginning last year was when that reclassification was done a couple years ago, it squeezed a few teams like Westlake from 7A down to 6A, and there were a few other schools they mentioned that Westlake was on the top of that list. But they said when that happened, there were a few of the better 5A teams and several of the 7A teams that were moved down to 6A. And when that happened, they said they felt like Class 6A in the state of Georgia is probably the toughest classification in the country as far as public school leagues. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I think the depth is second to none. And certainly last year, 7A, Grayson and Collins Hill, you probably put them at the top, but then you've got, after that, I feel like just about every 6A team, maybe in the top 7 or 8, would have been right there with them or better with 3 through 10 in 7A. I didn't think there was much difference. You looked at the Lee counties and the Bufords and the Westlakes and the Richmond, and all those elite programs. I mean, just the depth was unbelievable. And I feel like this year with Carrollton, you got all those teams. I think Buford's probably number 1, probably good Lee number 2, and then after that, you've got a bunch of really good teams. I mean, you've got Kennesaw Mountain sitting there 9-1, won the region, scoring a bunch of points, and ain't nobody talking about them when they're as good as anybody. They could possibly make a Final Four run playing in December. So 6A's loaded. You're going to get some unbelievable matchups in this first round, second round, third round, fourth round, and obviously championship weekend. There's going to be elite players, elite coaches, elite programs with a lot of pride, programs with a lot of tradition. It's going to be awesome. I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than this. This time of year is as good as it gets. You can't get excited about this. Your wood's wet.
You are correct, sir. You would be correct on that. Let's your travel plans for Saturday. What kind of travel plans you got? Your 4 o'clock kickoff, or I don't know. Maybe I'll leave Friday. Talk about your travel this weekend.
No, we're not going to leave Friday. I feel like that's one of those things you haven't done. It's tough to do it. When if you lose, you go home. So we're going to leave early Saturday morning. We're going to stop and do a walkthrough. We're going to stop and have a pregame meal in Atlanta. Show our kids the city a little bit, and we're going to get to Westlake at about 1:50, and we're going to play football. It's going to be an awesome environment. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere. 2 teams on the field. They're going to play hard, play the right way, and may the best team win.
Anything that a lot of people, whether they're Effingham County fans or not, have interested in these shows and they watch and listen to them, which tonight they'll be able to watch it for the first time. We're going to use this video platform from here on out. But to the Effingham folks that are probably traveling up that way, anything in particular that you learned logistically around the school that they might want to know? Anything out of the ordinary?
Well, give yourself some time getting through McDonough. It don't matter if it's 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, anywhere in between. That traffic ain't gonna be real fun. Atlanta's one of the greatest cities in the world, so I love Atlanta. Born there. Excited to be able to go back there and play a game. There's good restaurants on Campus Parkway. Go up in the city, get any dining option you want, and come watch a big Rebel victory on Saturday afternoon.
It reminds me, my man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, man, it's gotta be. I mean,
yes, sir. Wearing the right hat.
I just gotta bask in that as much. I mean,
amen. We need the Hawks to get it back together and find the form they had in the playoffs last year. We need the Falcons to figure something out long term. I don't know. We gotta get their minds right.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody a little earlier this morning about that Falcons. I'm like, kind of look up at their record. 4-4. Yeah, they've been kind of a good victim of their schedule, which just kind of helps out. But they got problems to kill them along. But just kind of wrap it up in the next couple minutes. And the busy guy got things to do. When you look back at the regular season, and then you've earned a first round playoff game in Class 6A in the state of Georgia. When you got there at Effingham County last spring, I know you had high goals set. Where are you in those goals? You kind of have to reflect a little bit. I know nothing's over yet. That's not what I mean at all. It's not what I mean at all. But you kind of have to reflect a little bit as of where you are now and how you finish the regular season. Talk about that.
I feel like we've gotten better as the season's progressed. I feel like our kids have learned a lot of good lessons, a lot of hard lessons. We say all the time here, adversity is the best teacher. We say failure and defeat can take you places you couldn't do any other way if you use it the right way. And so our kids have, through the Beaufort game, through the Richmond Hill game, and then good Lord willing, through the Brunswick game, we have learned lessons. But in the meantime, our kids played hard. Our core values, family and sacrifice, and toughness, competitiveness, and execution and strain. And when you measure it, I feel like our kids really try to play as a family and try to be a family. They are tough. They are working real hard to be competitive. And then the last two, the strain combined with the execution, are to me kind of that magic sauce. You can execute at a high level while straining. And then you're going to win a bunch of games in real hard to do. So that execution combined with strain, built on a foundation of the other four core values, are kind of where we want to continue to teach and grow and lean in and learn to do.
All right, so we're going to round it out with a little bit of fun here, just like we always do. Hey, I ran into some technical difficulties last time I tried this, but from Richmond Hill Nation. We appreciate it.
Tell Coach Lazat to give me like 10% of the gate receipts from y'all's home game.
Do what now?
Tell Coach Lazat just give us 10% of the gate receipts from y'all's playoff home game.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he and Mickey be like, yes sir, right on.
Just 10%. That's all I'm asking. Just a little off the top. Y'all gonna make it.
They'll wire right over. I'm sure they will. Who's going? I guess the girls and the wife and everybody's going up with you Saturday. Where's Frank gonna be?
I think the neighbors are going to take care of Frank. We got a good neighborhood out here in Effingham County. A lot of good people, and we've got dog families all around us, and they're going to take care of Frank for us on Saturday.
All right, cool. And before we go, we want to make sure everybody knows, you Effingham folks that are watching this tonight, it'll broadcast live on the Low Country Radio Facebook page tonight. That schedule's going to come out next hour or so. But whether you're watching it live tonight or you're watching it sometime tomorrow, it'll stay on the Facebook page. We will be doing a live tailgate show 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock live on set at the stadium in Richmond Hill, getting ready for their 1 o'clock kickoff against against Lovejoy, member also of the Westlake Conference. But during that tailgate show, we may have a few surprises on the line with us as far as coaches. Well, I know that we're going to have some surprises. Bottom line is we're going to talk about teams from all around the conference. So tune into that tailgate show. Have a good time. Listen to us. Call in if you want to. You can give shout-outs to your Effingham folks, you guys that are on on the road up there, you can call in, give shout outs to your Effingham folks. We want to make sure everybody around the conference has a good time tailgate show on a Saturday because it's a unique thing. Having these playoff games on Saturday, it's a lot of fun. That's
Saturday afternoon playoff game. Ain't nothing like it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, Coach Ford, thanks for joining us, and talk to you soon. Good luck on Saturday now.
You the man. Thank you, Charlie.